Well, if everyone's ready to get started, I thought I would begin with just a general recap of where we are and welcome everyone to session 1 of Lost Hearts, which is a campaign that is starting as a result of a Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign. Our story started really just a couple of days ago, where several individuals approached the Witchlight Carnival. These individuals had had precious things stolen from them as a result of attending the carnival when they were children. And all of them felt a tug, a calling to return to the carnival and to seek out this missing precious item that was taken from them. And as they arrived, they met with carnival hands of the Witchlight Carnival. And these hands had all been given a letter in their respective rooms, telling them that if they aided these people, they would be rewarded with their greatest desires to come true. And so these Witchlight hands and these people who have lost precious things combined forces, and through their investigation of the Witchlight Carnival, determined that Mr. Witch and Mr. Light had been working not necessarily with, but under pressure by 3 hags of a domain of delight known as Prismere. And they were being basically blackmailed into keeping their carnival to allow with these hags to enter the carnival and steal these precious items or kidnap individuals even, but only to those that came in without a ticket. And our heroes leapt into the domain through a mirror portal in the carnival and began to explore the land of Tither. Along the way, they discovered many different things. Mostly that the domain of delight known as Prismere was once ruled by a powerful archfey known as Zybilna, which you all now know is actually the current iteration of a witch known as Tasha. And through your adventuring, you were able to meet the first hag, Bavlorna. And after infiltrating her cottage, our adventurers came together and were able to defeat her, even when, as Bavlorna tore her own domain and released a fragment of power within her, a fragment she had taken from her sister, Natasha. You and your allies, once a party of 7, defeated Bavlorna and Natasha in a confrontation in a splintered domain. That is where we will start our first session. As Bavlorna is summoned back forth, taking the blow that would kill her and Natasha, this temporary domain that was created by Natasha begins to splinter and fault. You all see these cracks between the domain, and you watch as this crack splits between you and your former companions. And in a flash, all of you are hurled into an unknown darkness, where unconsciousness takes you for a moment. Go ahead, all of you, and if you have not already, you are going to gain the benefits of a long rest. So you, as of this point, have all of your resources returned to you. And to help determine who the first will be to experience what is to happen, I'd like each of you to roll me a d20, and that will determine highest to lowest our order of events. Omni, or perhaps Cliff is the better name, as you are sometimes called. As we're on a new channel and with a new adventure, why don't you give a brief introduction to you and your character?
Okay, so Omni, sometimes Cliff, uh, Earth Ganassi, Ranger, uh, also Cleric. Um, I woke up one day uh, with the memory of a dream, something that had not happened to him in a very long time, as he is incapable of remembering much. The dream showed him a black onyx hourglass with sands in it and images of the Witchlight Carnival. And the next day, the same dream, and again, until an entire week of remembering the dream had happened, and he decided to set out to find this carnival and figure out what that hourglass is about.
And you've come quite a long way in your journey thus far. You've been able to bring back parts of your own memories into yourself. You know you have a loving mother named Saffron. You know that you have a very prideful father, an individual by the name of Kaliman. And you know that at one point you had a large, boisterous family in a desert-like environment. And as you are taken by this darkness, you feel a strong hand grab you. And when I say hand grabbing you, I mean a hand grabbing you. You are fitted into the palm of some massive entity. And you feel yourself being yanked and pulled, and you soon find yourself awakening here. As you open your eyes, you find yourself in a strange area. All around you is thick sand, and you are standing atop a stone platform that seems to just kind of gently be spinning in this small expanse. As you gaze out about you, make me a perception check.
Okay. Perception, perception. There we go.
With the 22, you get the feeling that this is not necessarily a place, but more rather a small domain, very much like the one you just came from. Because as you gaze out into the distance, you see just this massive, endless amount of sand, but at some point it begins to kind of fall off and spill into nothingness. But that's not the only thing you see. As you see a massive entity that seems to be standing across from you, across this giant pit that seems to lead into a deep darkness. Unfortunately, the art for the character I wanted to be here is not quite done yet, so I'll be using temporary art from Morton Kiner's Masters of the Multiverse. Did you see this? You see a massive minotaur. Almost titanous in its size, broad muscles, sharp horns, and just an overall sensing aura that you can just tell is just overwhelmingly powerful. And he just seems to stare at you quietly, as if gazing and looking at you curiously.
I stand up from wherever I was. I stand up from having woken up and looking around and look at them. Say, "Hi, I'm guessing that hand that stopped me was yours. Where am I? What's your name?"
He nods and gives a small bow of respect towards you.
Bow back.
I am the one that grabbed you. I am a warrior. I am a protector, a guardian. And to some, they call me a god. I am humility. And you are Cliffstone, son of Kaliman, the supreme Earth Gen, an old ally of mine. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think you are. I at this moment remember my name being Cliff. And recently I saw my father. You're friends with him.
I long time ago, the world that you once called home, he and I had a legendary bout together. He was one of the many that humbled me. And 15
So,
years ago, Kaliman left our world with his family to search for you.
search for me. The entire family. My cousins, my uncles, everyone's looking for me.
Yes. The Jinn, yours especially, they tend to follow a certain code of honor that no one is left behind. That if one sheep were to stray from the herd, that is one that must be recollected. Not to mention, you were always the apple of your father's eye. Your mother loved you dearly. Your family. All loved you. They all mourned you when you left. And they would not stand on their principles, going as far as to leave the world behind and put the elements out of balance.
Both tears are rolling down Cliff's face. I never meant for the entire world to go out of balance, that's for sure. I'm happy to know that the entire family is trying to find me. I hope I can see them soon. One day. You didn't bring me here for that, did you?
No.
Yeah.
They are beyond my reach. But Kaliman, he asked of me a favor before he left. To be on the lookout for your spirit, and if ever a time I could grasp it, no matter the cost, I was to bring you home.
Not yet.
You see this massive titan begin to just stomp towards you.
Stop, please. I want to see them again, but I can't go back just yet. I can't. I need to get the rest of the kids that I failed to save so many years ago back to their families too, before I can go back to my own. Like you said, those gins swallow code. If one sheep is strayed, it's our duty to bring it back. I won't rest until all those kids are back. And I'm not going to let you take me back until they're all safe. I failed them. I'm not gonna fail them again.
Make me a strength saving throw.
Oh boy, I'm great at those.
He grabs you in his massive fist. And he just kind of pulls you up eye level to him. Despite being overpowered by him at the moment, your strength, you are able to like push his fingers backwards. You can't break yourself free, but you are giving it all you've got. And he looks down at you dead in the eyes. Do you think you can save those that you have already failed? How?
Not alone, that's for sure. Not strong enough to do that. What they'll group him with? We're working together. We've already stopped one of the 4 hags that have been causing all this chaos. The can keep going. Keep getting stronger together. And that way one day maybe I'll be strong enough to save them.
And what will you do if you fail again? What if you are to die?
I won't. I can't die until I get them all back. But if I do, I hope that it's for them. I don't know if by giving my life I'll be able to save them. I'll never know that. It's just a leap of faith. Ain't that a bitch?
He slowly puts you down and releases you. You have an understanding of your limits. You have an understanding of what it means to potentially fail. And you make me an insight check real quick. Oh, sorry, had to reload there. You see a lot of confliction on this entity's face. But at the end, he will reach down and offer you a hand. But I will not let you do this alone. Take my hand. And know that once you go back, there is little I can do to bring you home again easily. But I can grant you what power I can. And you watch as this Titanous Minotaur kind of falls to one knee and will kind of slowly begin pushing this warm power into you, and you feel this connection, this call towards war.
Thank you. I'll be sure to stay in touch through this. And
Please.
I'll be sure to find my way back. Whether I can help you find me once this is done, or I somehow stumble my way onto a way back on my own, you'll be one of the first to know.
Please do. And remember, one of my greatest tenets: never underestimate any opponent. Because you never know what power lies beneath a gentle face.
Alright. I humbly accept your offer. Thank you.
And you feel your connection to this domain begin to drift and part. Before you know it, you too begin falling once more. But you land somewhere with a loud thump. Gee. Like the others, you two kind of open your eyes in this dark expanse. And though no hand comes out to reach and grab you, you feel a pulse of light from your chest. You feel your celestic blood begin to bubble underneath. And you feel two tethers, two bonds begin to slowly make their way out. And you feel as though, wandering through this darkness, you might be able to grab onto one of them and pull yourself towards them. From one bond, it's warm, loving, and caring. You don't need a role or anything to feel the connection that you have with your sibling. You feel the pull back towards the place where you came from, loud and clear. But this other tether, this other bond that connects with you, it's weaker. It's not cold, but it is certainly not warm to the touch. You feel it drifting further than where your other tether might lead you to. But unlike the tether with your sister, this one makes your heart race in a different way. Just like the time you saw a certain blue Oni. And before we make any decisions, gee, as this is a new channel and a new source, would you like to introduce a little bit about your character for the team?
G is a SMR, shotgun wielding fighter, and he and his sister grew up in a village until after a time an attack happened and he was injured badly and felt a protective guilt after his sister sacrificed so much to save him. they left their home to go join up with the carnival, to travel together. And during their travels, one night they were pursuing people who had attacked the carnival, and they saw a blue Oni woman escaping with one of the people that they were chasing after. And G felt a tug towards her, one that he has never quite given up on. And then, yeah, received the note that he might be able to track her down. So, now he's on her trail, trying to find out who she is and what that pull means for both of them.
And in your journeys, you've learned a little bit. You learned that a little doll, a little blue Oni doll that you've had for a little while, is actually connected with her. And you know that the next leg of your journey towards hither is where you might be able to find her. But for now and in this moment, you have two pulls, two connections back to the domain where you were expelled from. Which tether would you like to try and pull yourself back through?
G always knows this tether to his sister. It's a very strong tie between the two of them. And he'd expressed how distraught he was at leaving his sister when they departed before. But she gave her blessing for him to head out and to find the woman he was looking for. And to leave now without finding her would be a disservice to both him and his sister. So, pull is the fainter one to find out how strong that tie can get.
All right. Go ahead and make me a strength check.
Straight strength check.
Yes, or you can use athletics. That's also an option. You grasp onto the bond with this woman. And as you grasp onto it, and it is a difficult, as you take one hand and try and pull yourself along it, it's as if gravity itself is trying to push you back. But you hear, as you begin this arduous climb through one tether, you hear through the other that you don't abandon, but you move away towards, and you hear your sister, her thoughts. You hear the telltale signs of her practicing her act on the trapeze. And yet, despite her performances at the moment, you also feel from her this sense of worry, naturally, but you also feel hope. And you feel her hoping and praying for your success. Make me another athletics check, this one at advantage. And with this 21, you feel yourself begin to pull up further, as if you were trying to climb a vertical rope. Hand pull after hand pull. It is difficult. It is, and as you get further and further up, the tether seems to just continue to grow fainter and fainter. It is still there. You are still able to grasp onto it, but it is difficult to see kind of where it is going. And as you get towards the top, as you begin to see bits of light, you see you once again have two paths before you. You see that this tether, this connection, you see it is leading you back, and you see just the faintest outline of Bad Lorna's cabin off in the distance that you could pull towards. But you see a frayed, very old-looking tether that seems to go in towards a different direction, towards a lush green forest. And your heart tries to race as you feel it might be difficult, but you might be able to, if only for a moment, gaze upon her. So a choice lies before you. Do you take the easy path that will guarantee your return to the cottage? Or will you attempt to take a small detour?
Let's try the detour.
All right. Make me a straight athletics check.
I have an inspiration that I will use.
All right. Ooh, very good. It's rough going. You grab onto the old fraying tether and you pull yourself back towards the domain of Prismere. But you try and pull yourself towards this green forest, towards this heartbeat. And in a flash of light, you gaze upon a different scene. And you feel your mind and your heart and your soul in this location, but you do not feel your body, as your body is currently somewhere else. But you look upon, floating about 30 feet in the air, you see in this lush forest clearing, you see rubble of ruins to the north, the west, and the east. You see a gnarled tree that is devoid of leaves, but seems to have some sort of a split in it, a split of some sort of magical nature. You see a log where a young looking boy seems to be. A young boy seems to be sleeping with these loud, obnoxious snores. Seems to be quite exhausted from all of this. And you also see washing her face in the little fountain area here. You see a familiar blue Oni. And you see that frayed, weak connection still there, still connected, bringing yourself towards this area. And you feel it connecting you, but you also feel your mind, your body, and your soul trying to force its way back to where your body is. But you feel as though you have a brief moment in this place. You have a few options that come to mind. And I'll offer these as suggestions, but you are also free to take your own action in this space and in this time. From where you are at, you can try and do a perception check to try and remember this location, as you know that you will be flying via balloon here shortly. And you can try and memorize this spot. You feel as though the bond tethering you to her, though you are not there in body, you might be able to relay your feelings or even a short message. Or you can try and investigate something about this area. Perhaps the tree, perhaps the fountain, perhaps Will. Your choice in this moment is up to you. You'll have one free option to choose, and at that point, we will roll to see if you can maintain yourself here to perhaps do an additional check of some kind.
Yeah, start with the perception.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception check. Ooh. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna roll something here. What is her level? As you gaze about the area, the shock of the moment is difficult, and you try desperately to use your senses to try and just grasp and memorize this place, but In your haste, it is difficult. But you feel your bond with this woman, and you feel it surge into you, giving you another brief chance to perhaps try again. So roll one more perception check. With an 8. Let me get my map real quick. Da, 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 da. It's hard to make out everything exactly. It's difficult to know this place for a multitude of reasons. One being you're not from here and you are in an emotional state at this moment, but you certainly see you see a large body of water to the north. And while at this moment you don't know what that means, you do see that it is surrounded by kind of this mountainous cropping. If you had a map of Tither, it might be to your you might be able to use this information, but as it is right now, that is what you see. That there is a large body to the north, or large body of water to the north, and a cropping of mountains. And you begin to feel that tug, that urging to bring yourself back to your body. Roll me a d20 plus your level. Your time in this place unfortunately begins to wane. If you would like, you can take a point of exhaustion to try and do one more thing here.
No, I think I'll let it go for the moment.
All right. And as you begin to get whisked away, in a last moment, you watch her as she kind of like jumps up from the fountain, kind of looks around. Is someone there? And she pulls out a very large sword from her side and begins like pointing it around. I warn you, if you touch my brother or try and mess with me, I will beam you straight into next week. And she's just kind of continuing to turn and spin around, and as you're being pulled away, she looks up briefly. That? No. That's not Angel Boy, is it? And just like Omni, you two find yourself thudding against a hard floor. Aurora,
Yes.
from your expanse of darkness, you open your eyes and you
Can
feel
someone
yourself
else
immediately. Huh?
we can change the map, or if it's because I can still see the Onis and stuff.
Oh, yep. I'm tossing it over right now. As you open your eyes, you are immediately blinded by a spotlight in a familiar place that you've been to many times before, but difficult to say it feels the same. There are no patrons here. There is no noise. There is nothing but the silence and the spotlight. What does Aurora do?
Aurora would like to just take a good look around to see if she sees anyone or anything.
Okay.
Like as she's
Make me a
sitting
perception.
on the stage and stuff. Okay, perception. Cool.
You do see a faint outline here and here. And as you see these outlines, you hear a voice kind of just booming all around you, not threateningly, not aggressive, just loud. Why do you perform?
Why I perform? Because it is natural to me. It is just my nature.
The faint outlines before you kind of begin to get a little bit more solid. Still not quite enough to make out, but the voice seems to boom again. Why do you seek the laughter of others?
Well, to seek the laughter, well, how else am I going to have others notice me? What am I but a comedian?
The outlines get a little bit more solid, and you see faint blue sparkles as it booms once more. What is it you seek with your life?
What I seek is fulfillment. Yes, to be fulfilled in my life.
And you see the pale forms begin to finally make themselves known. A familiar-looking creature. But two of them this time. Creatures that you recognize from the Witchlight Carnival. Two foxes. And I'll show this art again real quick. And as that moment kind of returns to you, that recollection of seeing them once before, Aurora, since we're on a new channel, why don't you tell us a little bit about your character?
Well, Aurora Chromalis is a child of both a Kalashtar and a Kitsune, and in her upbringing she was part of a mercenary party, and she was the lookout for the most times. At a young age, she was ambushed by brigands and had been mutilated by them and had most of her tails cut off. And her mother left to seek revenge on them. And it's been a very long time since Aurora has seen her. And then she found that comedy was natural to her and joined the Witchlight Carnival as a comedian for them. And while they were traveling in the carnival, was looking for hints of her mother. And then, as it happened with the others, she received a note to say that she should go on this journey to get what she needs.
Along this journey, you've made a little bit of stride. You found evidence of your mother in the place you were previously, in a slanted tower. And you found one of your missing tails that you recovered from Agden Longscarf. But for the moment, you see these two blue spectral foxes seem to be looking up at you expectantly.
What do you need or want help with? What is it you require?
They both kind of turn to each other, then turn to you, and gesture towards the spotlight. And they look at you with a curiosity similar to the creatures that you've performed for in the past. They're looking for a joke.
Okay, what type of armor does a courier wear? Chainmail.
For the first time, typically when you have told jokes or performed in this stage, you have you've heard like a studio audience laughter from all of the patrons all around you. But this time, you don't hear that laughter. This time, you hear laughter coming from these foxes, but you recognize it, not as a stranger's, but rather as your own.
Oh, what do you call the zombie baker? You call it unbread.
Do you hear your own laughter again, coming from the foxes, but off in the distance you hear another laugh. Smaller, shorter. Make me a history check, if you would, to try and identify this laugh. Ooh. The foxes kind of look at each other and then towards you sympathetically and kind of tilt their heads and seem to gesture for another joke.
What do you get when the sunrise bends over? The crack of dawn.
And you hear your own laughter again, and once more that other faint laugh, this time just a bit louder. Go ahead and make another history check for me.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay, 20 more jokes, 20 more jokes. I can do
I'm
this.
not a
yeah.
whiskey, I can't
Hold on.
help for this.
Let's see. Someone's going to provide some assistance here. What did I say his was? Yep. You feel a surge of your order. A surge of the dramatic and of the funny. And you feel it kind of begin to envelop you. And you feel your ears kind of pinpoint once more. So make one more history check for me.
Oh, that's better.
There we go. It's a laugh you haven't heard in a long time. Far away. Distant. And you hear just like a bit of a gruff. That's terrible, and you should feel terrible. And you hear your mother's voice. Far off, in the distance. And though you hear the words she is saying, you feel the sarcasm in her heart. You feel these two foxes before you seem to be trying to form a connection. Is there anything Aurora would like to try and do
Form a
to
connection
strengthen
with
this?
Aurora or each other?
They're trying to connect you to your mother.
Alright. Hmm. So Aurora, to attempt to make that connection, is going to attempt to use her the telepathic mind link to connect to whatever her mother.
And as you use your mind link, as you connect to these two foxes, who in turn try and connect you to your mother, you feel it is far away. You feel a difficulty in tracing it perfectly. But you feel yourself being reconnected to Prismere. And the two tails on your back kind of begin to have this soft blue glow. And I'd like for you to roll me a d20 plus your level.
Let's go! Oh, that's not very
Right.
let's goable, but
Mhm.
could be worse.
All right. You feel as though you have made a connection. You feel your spirit reconnect with Prismere. You feel you found your own tether back. But you could follow your mind link and safely return yourself to Prismere. Or you can attempt to reach out to your mother, and you would have a chance at a sending.
Already didn't prepare it, but let's go. Yeah, Aurora's gonna try to sending.
All right. You pull at your tether. Before trying to reconnect yourself in Prismere, you try and take this detour. You try and zero in on your mother. But as you try, you feel this wave of resistance. Whether it is natural of Prismere, whether it is, or actually, hey, what, I'll let you roll for this. Make me an Arcana check.
Ooh, let's go. Oh, wow. That's
Oh.
pretty good.
Okay. I guess you know everything about this block then. As you try and connect, you feel a blocking, a barrier of sorts that tries to limit your connection to your mother. But you realize quickly, with a natural 20, you realize it is not natural. It is not your mother trying to keep you or others away, but rather it is some force of Prismere itself trying to keep her from receiving aid. With a natural 20, I will go ahead and also reveal to you that your mother has, in some shape or form, been cursed. And it seems to be the source of what is keeping others from communicating with her. Now, this natural 20 has opened a new possibility. You can attempt to do the sending with a standard DC of 15, or you can try and attempt to shatter this blocking, this shielding to your mother with a higher DC of 18. And it would be a wisdom saving throw to try and either keep your mind connected long enough to send a message, or keep your mind about you long enough to kind of break through the first layer of this barrier.
Aurora is going to try and break the barrier. Is this taking spell slots, by the way? The sending and all this?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, this is all plot related.
Right. Yeah,
So go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw. And you have advantage on wisdom saving throws,
That's
correct?
correct. Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. You find this block, you find this barrier, you find your connection with this woman that you've searched for. Would you like to describe to me how you would like to try and shatter this mental barrier?
To get past this mental barrier, like, is this a mental barrier, like, on her mother or on Aurora?
On her mother.
Right.
Kind of, you know how like in Ruby they have auras that kind of like shimmer? She's got one around her right now that is preventing communication.
Aurora is going to try and so to try and break this, or crack this barrier, Aurora is going to reach out with her power, divinity, mental, racial, whatever she has available, and try to kind of like drill like a sort of hole in the barrier as wide as it can to allow entry, going forward. Not break the whole thing, just open it.
And with a 22.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
And if it just happens to break while she tries, that's even better.
As you use your mind link, as you pierce through this barrier, this aura, it seems much bigger than yourself. Bigger than anything you've faced so far. Completely destroying it is beyond your capabilities at this time. However, breaking the DC of 18, getting over 20, you are able to follow your bond and your link, follow your heart, and you see a weakness in it, and you are able to take that weakness and you see a piece of it begin to shatter. And where there was once this full barrier, this full shield around your mother's form, you now see that there is a crack. There is an opening. there's a way that you can now in the future attempt to communicate with your mother. And as you do so, you feel your spirit being tugged back to Prismere towards your body. If you would like, you can take a point of exhaustion and guarantee a successful sending to your mother.
Aurora is just gonna let herself go back, just content with knowing her mother is alive and mostly well, and knows that there's always future times to get in contact with her.
Very good. And like the two before you, you also feel yourself plunk onto a hard surface. And all of you find yourselves awakening in a familiar location. I'm gonna go change the epic music to something a little more homely.
DM, where's my basilisk? No, don't worry about it.
Don't worry. Oh wait, no, he's downstairs. Don't worry, he couldn't fit up here.
Yeah.
Nope, that's not. I said Bardify. Just by the way, the music today is from Bardify, which is a really cool YouTube channel that has a lot of good ambient music. You all find yourself once more awakening. Nope, that's not the. I can't do the birds. Sorry. Can't do it. Can't do it.
It's not exactly a bird environment.
No. There we go. And you all awaken to a familiar location where you had last departed for battle against Bavlorna. And all of you see Charm kind of looking up from the cauldron, turning to see all of you. Oh, it worked. I got most of you.
Where are the others?
You know, that is a very good question. Let's consult the swirling red cauldron. And you kind of watch her as she kind of puts her hands above what was formerly Bavlorna's cauldron. And you see her kind of waving her hands around, and it takes her a moment and goes, oh, shoot.
Others?
Aye.
Gee, what are you talking about? Isn't it always just been us? Oh no, wait, there were others, weren't they?
Or more.
Yeah, yes, there were others, and I don't know where they are, but hopefully they're okay.
Well, I have some good news, and I do have some bad news. The good news is that, well, congratulations, you were able to defeat Bavlorna. And with her passing, this part of Prismere, this domain, has sort of rebalanced itself. The flow of time seems to have finally normalized without her meddling, which is a good thing. We no longer have to worry about the dilation of time. The bad news is that the source of all that seems to have come from where all of you were. And she kind of points into the cauldron. It's been about a day since all of you dipped out, and I've been trying to call you back to varying degrees of success, but from what I can tell, the others are still out there somewhere. I really have no way of knowing if or when they will come back. They're still there, though. I can see them in the soup.
Looks, Aurora is gonna look into the soup and reach into her bag to pull out some lint to pour onto them.
As you kind of pour the mint onto
No, not mint, lint, like the
Lint.
fabric, lint, Lint.
Oh,
like the fabric that's
oh.
at the bottom of your pockets.
Pocket lint.
Gotcha. Pocket lint. Gotcha. It kind of meshes with the cauldron. Like, it doesn't seem to be a very pleasant looking cauldron. Like typical hag stuff, like eye of newt. Like a tail of an alligator spinning in there. There's a lovely carrot that's bobbing right now. But she'll just kind of shake her head and go, well, the lint didn't work. But I will keep trying. In the meantime, I'm not quite sure what all of your plans are, but if you're needing a little bit of guidance, I do have some good news. I was able to get that mirror downstairs operational again. You've been able to find some of the hints for it, and I compiled them together. And I was able to make contact with the Witchlight Carnival. And you have some old friends down there. And of course, I'm not sure what your plans are. My revenge is sated, so I'm kind of good to chill for a while. The bitch is dead. But, I'm happy to provide any guidance that you and your friends could need, but she kind of points to the soup again. I wouldn't wait on them. This might take me a long time.
Right. I don't want to speak for all of us, but we'll leave it to you. Looks towards like Army and G, like, what do you want to do?
It might take a long time for them to come out. I think we should get moving. The longer we stay just here loitering around, the longer those skids are going to be trapped. Need to get them out now.
Very least, we need to talk to those downstairs. They might have advice on their own.
Right. At the very least. Should get going.
Yes.
All right. I'll go ahead and grab.
don't spend too long cooking them up.
We prefer our adventurers medium well.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea. She reaches into her pocket, pulls out a bag of holding and a fresh steak that she just kind of plops into the stew.
That's always a good steak. Alright, never. Let's go.
All right. I will go ahead and move y'all all downstairs. Boop, 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 boop. Let me remove her. She's not here yet. Bup, bup, bup. Yep.
Oh wow.
All right. So in the kind of what I've started to do is, instead of me having y'all go to each and every individual NPC to get updates, I'm just going to give you a general overview, and then you can all decide who you would like to speak with. First and foremost, Aurora, you notice that your basilisk is here, and it seems to just kind of be chilling out in the pool. The shards that were corrupting the basilisk have been removed and has been kept for safekeeping to return to Koi's character Oz. And he is just kind of like, he's no longer under the effects of the animal friendship, but he does seem to be quite calm and is just kind of chilling here. You'll all notice the Harengon that you had encountered during your previous adventures are now here. Cottontail has taken leadership of the mercenary bandit Harengon and has kind of created a defense force to help protect protect the cottage, and is here to basically repay the favor that all of you gave to kind of protect the entrance to the Witchlight Carnival, so that all of you would be able to come and go here as you please. Tankanta is here. She was the financier of the Witchlight Carnival, handling all of their accounting. And during her, as the Witchlight Carnival became connected to all of you, the carnival folk have all kind of gathered together and have decided to kind of go to a safe place to kind of wait out all of you, because this issue with the hags is bigger than any of them thought. They are currently performing in a place called Kipo, which is on my homebrew world of Yabet. And they will be there for a significant period of time until the end of this campaign. But while the carnival is going, Tankanta and the rest of the Witchlight hands all got together and want to try and support all of you as much as they can to make sure you succeed, so they can go back to being a family and handling things. Each of you get 100 gold pieces that you may now add to your inventory. Speaking of inventory, the shared items that the party had, so there were two items that were kind of party related: the multiverse marketplace and the hag mirror. A copy of both of those items are available to your party, as it seems as though, for the purposes of plot, both teams need access to it. So when time split in two, so did these valuable items. So you can access the multiverse marketplace and the hag's mirror whenever you so choose. In addition, Valor's Call, unfortunately you see Mercion is here. She would like to speak with all of you before you head out on an important matter. But otherwise, this area is now free for any of you to speak with the NPCs. G, you will also notice that M is here as well. She's not here long term. She is just here because word got through that y'all had come back. And just kind of as a final point, whenever y'all are ready to leave the cottage, after you've talked with anyone you want to talk to, your balloon is waiting outside. Based on your ticket, Charm has already prepared y'all's because she was pretty confident she'd get some of y'all back. So whenever you're ready to leave, it is prepared for you. And I'll kind of turn it on over to y'all now, whatever you would like to do.
His paralysis is real.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, sorry, I usually don't like to have so many options here, but we're kind of at the start of a chapter, so I will try and keep the numbers like this in check in the future.
Before G saunters off, Omni will take a small rose out of his pocket with half the petals being red and half the petals being blue, and ask him, hey, think I'll go and see what Halcyon over there needs from us. And I'm not sure if I can remember everyone in this room, but I can remember her. Do you mind handing this to her for me while I go and talk out there?
Who?
It's G.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that
Player is confused.
there-
Yeah.
glad that there is a connection there for you to remember.
Sorry if this is awkward. I'm sorry about that. I'll go over there now. Sorry. Thank you.
All right, so I've got M and G, and I've got Omni and Mercian. Aurora, is there anyone or any place you would like to go to?
Caught between Kettlestein, Encounter, and the Basilisk. Not sure which. Start with Kettlestein because she's got a deal going on with him. Then.
All right, sounds good. Would each of you roll a d20, and we'll use that to determine the order of events. All right, we will start with G. As soon as you kind of walk down the stairs and you get the rose from Omni, M immediately perks up and bolts towards you and just immediately throws her arms around you and hugs you tightly.
Go tightly back.
You okay?
Yes. Hopefully didn't worry you too much.
Oh no, of course not. My brother being missing in a voidless domain thing, I wasn't worried at all.
How long was it before we disappeared? How long were we gone for?
The creepy witch lady opened up the portal, came and told us what was going on. It's been about a day since then.
I mean, before that, because time in this place was weird. Several times.
Oh, you mean how? Oh, well, I mean, it's been about 2 weeks at this point.
And is that about the same time for us? Just the fast forwarding?
No. You've only been, as far as you're aware, with even the day skip, you've only been here about 3. Well, with the first fast forward knocked you forward 4 days, and the second fast forward was just 1 day, and you've been here 2 days real time, so about a week longer than you recall.
Well, 1 day is nothing then compared to the rest of the week. That's been weird.
That's true. Well, any luck with you know who?
Yes. I have a name now. And pull out little doll friend of ours.
Let me go grab him real quick. He is chilling. Yeah, there he is. And poop. And
Then meet Ani.
Anya kind of waves from the ground up. Hey, how's it going? And just kind of looks down at the doll, speaking. Gee, that is the cutest thing. Where did you get that? That's not the same. That's not the same one, is it?
The exact same one. It just woke up when we got here.
Oh, gee. And he's like, no, it is on ye. That's G. And she just kind of sighs a bit and looks at you and what does he got to do with anything?
Well, he remember that we found him after she dropped him the last time we saw her.
So even
what?
even even him being alive, like he's connected with her?
Yes. You're her familiar? You said Ani?
He nods.
And he told me what her name is. Azura.
That's a pretty name. So, what's your next step?
Got a vague direction in which way to go. And Anyi here, once we get closer, can help us find her.
Well, that's good. It feels real now, doesn't it?
Yeah, and Anyi revealed something that we didn't know before, but answers why I felt so strongly towards her. It wasn't just a simple eye catch. It was apparently deeper than that. Honey, if you wouldn't mind filling her in.
Oh, yeah. Anyi will kind of give the information to him about the connection that Oni have with their destined partner, their soulmate, their love at first sight. That it is a powerful connection. And as he's kind of explaining this, is just nodding her head and then turns back to you, and this makes so much sense. That's why you've always felt so strong about her. Oh my gosh. And she just hugs you again, just as tight as she can. Well, wow, this is more important. And she'll just kind of like turn you around. She'll like, I've got to make your braids look nice. Just a second. And she'll kind of begin slowly working on your braids.
We're heading her direction next. There are other issues in this world that, well, you can see that we've already solved some of them. And seems like Azura's also tied in somehow with what's happening here. So, not just finding her is not the end. There is a job for both of us to finish here.
The carnival kind of knows a little bit about what happened now. Mr. Witch kind of spilled the beans. Well, you took care of one of them, it sounds like, so I'm sure you're gonna do the carnival proud. You're gonna keep us safe. You're gonna get our guests back. And you're gonna find who you've been looking for. And then we'll all live happily ever after.
We'll see you when we get there. But in the meantime, Something for you to think about. Hands her the flowers. It
Oh,
would
this is
seem
lovely.
that you might have an admirer here.
And she kind of looks around. Is it the Ganassi?
Yes.
She gonna make a perception check on this one. What is her do? Oh yeah. Is her yep, okay. While she's working on your braid, she kind of leans in and like begins eyeing Omni as he's walking over towards Mercian, and she'll kind of lean forward. What's he like? Is he nice? Is he smart? What's the story there?
Brave. Courageous. Though, forgetful. Though it's not his fault. And he's trying to get that fixed right now. One of the things that we need to fix in general with this world. He's a bit amnesiac, but it has been better.
She'll kind of gently sniff at the rose and will kind of gently place it into one of her braids, and will kind of wear it in her hair, and we'll kind of like tie them together, like so that where the red braid and the blue braid meet, they kind of connect, and use the rose as a decorative piece. And she'll just kind of nod along and say, well, if he remembers me when things are a little easier for him and for all of y'all, I wouldn't mind to talk to him.
He remembered you when you came back into the room.
Oh, she like puts her hand to her chest. An amnesiac man remembered me? She just kind of looks very, very impressed by that fact.
When we first met, he called himself Omni. But apparently his original name was Cliff.
Cliff. Well, I'll be sure to remember both, just in case. And she will kind of continue to finish redoing your braids. Whether or not they are better than what you would do yourself is up to you. I know you've done her braids before. Whichever sibling is better, we will kind of leave up to you. But she will just kind of
Constant
sit
debate
and chat.
between the two. It's a constant debate between the two who does the better one. Neither willing
She
to
will.
really relinquish.
That's cute. So she will just kind of sit and speak with you for as long as you are still in the cottage, and will tell you that she's gonna head back, and she's actually headlining a lot of more acts these days with everything going on, and she's actually gotten very popular at their new local scene. But we will hop on down to Omni. As you approach Mercian, you will see her speaking with Molliver, as well as Burley. And you'll watch as you walk up, and Burley is like handing her this bag of coins, and she's kind of pushing it away and saying, "No, there is no need for that. I appreciate your kindness, but you need not pay me for this service." And Molliver kind of pushes her out of the way. "Yes, he does." And she will take the the bag of gold instead. And Mercy will just kind of like roll her eyes, and you hear under her breath, "Rogues." And she'll turn to you as you approach Omni. It's like, "Speak of the devil. I was hoping I would get to speak with one of you."
Yeah, hi. I heard you wanted to. Sorry if I get it wrong. It's kind of hard for me to remember a lot of people in this room. I remember a couple. Was it Halcyon? Mercian? Which one was it?
Mercian.
Mercian. Wait, I think I looks around on his pockets. Yeah, okay. Writes down Mercian, armored lady, red hair. Okay. I'll do my best to remember that note's there. You wanted to speak with us?
Yes, actually. Well, I don't know if you do know or not, or if you recall, but that's fine. As you know, my party, Valor's Call, came here. We got separated in a terrible crash. I have our map and our pinpointing of where our allies are. Unfortunately, it seems as though my map was not as accurate as I had hoped it would be. Seems the hags are messing with things a bit. We were lucky to recover Molliver here. Molliver is counting the coins from the bag. And Mercian will then turn to Burley. And it just so happens here that your friend let us know about your aiding him, and he has now paid us a sum of money. I told him it was not necessary, but he wanted my party to aid you. And so, if you are interested or willing, I understand you are heading towards Tither, and if possible, I would like to accompany all of you for a brief time.
Oh. Yeah, I don't honestly see why not. I mean, I'm sure the rest of the group would like to have you along. I don't see a single issue there. We need all the help we can get, honestly. The other half of our group being still stuck inside that weird soup upstairs. Yeah, I would gladly accept that. Would humbly accept that gift. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'm a bit of a something between a cleric and a paladin. I can hold my own at the front lines and heal as need be. So I shall be your shield and your life, I suppose. Mercian will join your party. As a NPC assistant, as your party had 3 players rather than 4, she will be around to kind of be the front line. As a general rule, I usually don't let NPCs like take killing blows or like finish off a boss or things like that. Her purpose is to just help balance combat a bit in your favor so that you can have your party of 4 with a little bit more of a challenge. And I will kind of post her details for the rest of the group to know, but in general, she will be kind of a frontliner who will try and distract enemies. She will aim to kind of take the dodge action, taunt enemies, and of course she does have some attacks. She has a high AC, and she does have some healing spells as well.
All right.
Hmm.
Okay. Welcome aboard. Well, be sure not to get in your way. And we're glad to have your help along. Your years of combat. I might need a little bit of aid with that.
Of course, anything I can do to assist all of you. I do have just one favor to potentially ask in reserve. There is a potential other member of my group in the area where you're heading towards. I don't know whether or not it is true or not. The map is, as I said, the hags have messed with it, but potentially, if we go by there, I would most certainly like to try and find them. From what I can tell, it seems as though they are trapped in this wayward pool, they call it. It's a very large body of water in the middle of Tither, from what I understand.
What's his name again? Oh, no, I'm not there. Never mind.
Yep, we'll start. Sounds convenient, does it not?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. What's their name? We can find them. Well, I mean, sorry, forget you're going with us. We'll look for them, but what's their name in case, we find them, and you're not in the room with, like, me, for example.
Yes. If the map is to be believed, it is our friend, the good wizard Ringlrun.
Can you write that down for me? I can't remember how to spell that word. I'm sorry.
Mhm. Yep.
Oh, I thought it would have a W at the beginning of it or in the middle. Okay, all right. Thank you.
He is quite the unique, long-bearded. He's a wizard. He's very old, very frail. I sort of worry for him. He is quite powerful, though. He has a very he did manage to wrangle himself a staff of power some years ago. So I do hope that we can get to him before others get to that.
Okay, I got a question now. He wrangled himself a staff of power. Is that with an R-I-N-G-L-E or W-R-I-N-G-L-E-D? Is that what his name is?
He is known to have wrangled himself a staff of power from a Merid. I don't know if that's where that came from or not. He's a bit he gets he's old.
Human, elf, What does he look like?
Oh, yes, let me... And she'll conjure a minor image of him.
Lord.
Let's see if the Roll20 thing is good enough to... Boop. And you see her displaying a older gentleman with a long white and red robe, with a very long and very impressive looking beard, holding a remarkable staff. And did that handout show up?
Yeah, it.
Okay, okay, gotcha.
All right, I'll be. Show it to the others. I don't think I'm gonna remember that one. We'll take care of that later. Cause somebody started remembering everything up until the image of Ringlrun.
But yes, Mercian has joined your ranks for this next bout of the adventure. And last but not least, Aurora. As you approach Kettle's Steam, he'll kind of nod, and you hear a different voice kind of come out of him this time. Hi, Aurora.
Oh, you have a voice again. I was actually going to ask if you solved that problem because I remember saying I'd help you with that, but it seems to have fixed itself.
Oh no, I'm having to rent this voice. I'm paying Burley some gold every day I borrow it. It is a depressing voice. I welcome any aid you could offer me.
Does Aurora remember if the voice thing is a curse or not? Or is it?
Me? Basically, you know that Kelsim is a Kinku, and that they have the ability to mimic voices due to a it is sort of a curse that was placed upon their people. So yes, Aurora would know that based on prior conversations with him.
Okay, so I have an idea. It might not work, but it possibly could. It involves magic and curse removal. Are you up for a try?
I'm willing to take anything I can get.
Okay then. And Aurora is going to cast Remove Curse.
Okay. So this is a prominent curse.
Yes.
So we're gonna see like to what degree we're gonna be able to do this. So roll me a d20 plus your level, and we'll start there.
And it's, oh my god, that's better than I thought it would
Holy crap! That's a good roll. So as you put your hand upon Kettle Steam, how would Aurora remove this curse?
Let me get the list. Wasn't expecting this. Okay, yes. Why isn't this in alphabetical order? So Aurora is going to say, this is somewhat fitting, as she's removing the curse. She says with a slight smirk, "A friend of mine was kidnapped by a bunch of mimes. They did unspeakable things to him," in an attempt to put the unspeaking onto the proverbial mimes.
Okay, that is beautiful. That is a perfect funny joke for this specific remove curse. And because you rolled a 25 too, as you say that, you hear your usual studio audience laughter kind of begin to encircle not only you, but Kettle's team as well. And you kind of hear that applause just kind of like circulating through him. And you see like this orb of light shoot out of him and return to Burley. And you see something of a spotlight kind of hit Kettle's team, two, one from the left, one from the right, and you see that spotlight wrap around him and like travel into his throat, and he kind of coughs a bit and starts hacking, and he kind of takes a moment and like touches his chest and looks up at you. "Well, hello there, Aurora. It looks as though I've got a new voice. Isn't this lovely here today on Bab Lorna's cottage?" And you see more spotlights, and he's got very much of a game show host voice now, and you see the studio audience applauding behind him, and he looks around and is like, "I don't know what's happening, but let's go to the board." He points to an empty space behind him.
I'm not sure if this is more or less cursed. Well, Kettlestein, can you communicate your own thoughts now?
"I sure can, Aurora. I'm able to say what I want just as long as it seems to be in this annoying pattern. And let's go. Show me mashed potatoes." Again, points to a board that is not there.
Well, at least you don't have to use someone else's voice. That's a positive.
"It sure is, Aurora, and I am absolutely grateful that I can now speak without thieving. Although this does mean I'm going to have to retcon the first episode of the other series. But don't worry, we'll be back after this word from our studio audience."
Oops. Good. Yeah. And then goes to the basilisk to give its riches and hope it's friendly still.
All right. And before you leave, Kettlestein will stop you and say, "And as a thank you, there's no prize that I can think would be better than this." And he hands you a book of lore about Zybilna, the archfey of this domain.
That's cool.
"Sorry it's not a brand new car."
What's a car?
It's meta. But go ahead and make me a animal handling check for Basilisk Riches, and with advantage because he recognizes you.
And then gonna do the fancy little guidance thing that all clerics do.
Mhm.
22 is better than 21.
As you approach the basilisk, it recognizes you from the the encounter with Bavlorna and Tasha, and it recognizes that you're the one that kind of made all of the screaming go away, like all of that cursed negative emotions within him. And so as you reach, he allows you to reach up and pet him with no problem. With an animal handling check of 21, he kind of will just gently bend down, and his eyes have been closed this entire period. He just kind of lets you sit there and scritch and pat, and it kind of purrs a little bit like something between a cat and a dog.
Off the board. Well, someone has to have the menagerie.
And I'll say you have a level of a bond with the basilisk now.
Hmm. And Nora says, well, I'm glad I was able to help you out, and, well, if you ever want to assist us in any way if you can, you are welcome to follow. But I'm just as happy on letting you roam free. It can even understand English with its 4 intelligence. Or common, whatever.
Do you have like speak with animals or anything?
Does it know a language?
Let me go see, because it's a monster. It might. Basilisk 5e. Language? Nope, no languages. But I'll say that due to your connection with him, you can attempt to get your idea across. So go ahead and make me just a straight animal handling check and a straight persuasion check. And we'll kind of take the average of those 2 rolls as you attempt to try and get your idea across.
Okay, so that's that. You're doing the persuasion. And going to what's did I have that one there or not? Or yeah, no. The persuasion is a bit fucked. But yeah, I think I got the point across-ish.
Yep. So with the natural 1, and with the 20, I will say that you kind of get the idea to come along. Like, it will probably follow you, but you don't quite have enough to command it.
Yeah.
Right now. So if you would like, he can join all of you on your happy fun adventures through Tither.
Party, what do you say? No.
Yeah, sure. Wait, are we here?
Well, no, I'm just asking above board if you as a player would be okay with it.
Oh, that seems like a bad idea. Sure.
All right. The basilisk.
And Green?
It's in giggles.
Okay, then yeah, let's bring the basilisk along. What could possibly go wrong?
Mm-hmm. All right. The basilisk joins the party? ? Because you do not have proper communication with him just yet, like he is friendly towards all of you, you can spend an action to command him to do something, whether or not he does or not, until you have, like, quote unquote, tamed him.
Would Find Steed work on it?
I think your Find Steed is just, we put it for just Fey creatures, correct?
Yeah, just Fey creatures. And I'm assuming a basilisk isn't a Fey.
It is a medium monster. hold on. He should be a large monstrosity.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Would have
But you
been
could
funny
spend some
otherwise.
time if you would
Yeah.
like to. You can try in the future to make him a steed.
Yep.
What could possibly go wrong?
Summoning a new
But-
seed just desummon the last one.
Yes, it would.
All right. So we're getting close to time here. If you would like, is there anyone else that y'all would like to speak to, or would you like for me to go ahead and kind of queue up and set up the next map?
Let's see.
Omni doesn't really remember much more people other than Mr. Light here and King Gullop, surprisingly. I don't know that I have any conversation that I want to bring up to them.
Okay. Aurora, how about you?
Goes to Tankanto. Hey Tankanto, how's your term deposits going?
Oh,
Zach is crying
let's not.
externally.
You see tears coming down Tencounta's face, but they're not her own. They are from some other being from some faraway land.
Nah.
All right.
That's all good.
Just talk with my sister. But couple more things here. The gun you got for me. It certainly helped a lot. Kept the others safe. Quite a few times there. Thank you.
That's good. It was worth every penny. If you want, the next time, I've got the name of the merchant who I had help me with it. If you'd like, maybe next time we're able to talk to each other, maybe I can connect him with that fancy box of yours.
Good then. Thank you.
Sure thing. His name is Herlock. He's kind of eccentric.
Erlock Olms, by chance?
Sherlock Sholmes.
Yeah, Herlock Sholmes.
Very well then. I would say keep safe, but definitely in the more dangerous position, so. Love
Yeah,
us.
love you too. Yeah, the worst thing I have to worry about is the crowds, but they're pretty good. I'll have to take you there when you get all done. It's really beautiful. It's like this gorgeous like island paradise. It is unreal.
Maybe we can both take a quick fly over it.
And like
When
that.
we get back.
And she
Okay.
will, she'll hug you again for one last good time. She'll give a nice, friendly wave to Omni as you both head out. And so the rest of you head outside, and your balloon is waiting for you. Let's see
Wait,
if it's big enough to.
Just a quick second.
Oh, yep. Go right ahead.
Omni.
Huh? Yeah, yeah.
Look at my sister's hair.
Oh. And if you're paying close enough attention to Omni's face, instead of blushing like a normal humanoid would, little specks of shiny, like stone begin to form. Like it first looks like freckles on his cheeks, and then it starts to cover up a lot more area.
When did you get into the glitter?
Uh, uh, this is something that happens naturally to me. Um, huh. Sorry about not being brave enough to walk up to her myself and hand it myself, but you know, I'm scared. Do you walk and talk?
Yes.
I'm scared of trying anything with anyone right now. I'm not brave enough to go up to her because I'm afraid that one day I'm gonna get worse and I'm gonna end up forgetting everyone again. I don't forget her though. I'm scared that it will happen one day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my sister is not one to ever back down from a challenge. If you think I'm stubborn, you don't know the half of it.
All right. Doesn't she have eyes on somebody at this moment though? I think I remember her being a little flirty with someone at the carnival.
He's flirty with everyone. For you, with everyone.
Okay.
But she can have eyes for those who are special.
Oh. Okay. I'll, with your permission, once I'm better, I'd like to try to get to know her better.
You will like the same.
Okay. And those bright white spots on his cheeks start to get even more populated. Okay. Alright. Thank you. I'm sorry for, back
know my sister well enough. And you're a good man.
I tried to be.
And I've never gotten between my sister and anyone that she cares for. She goes where she wants. I'm just there to back her up when she is ready to let loose.
Alright.
As long as you don't break her heart, she won't break you.
And that's why I want to get better first. So I don't do that. I don't want to break her heart. I certainly don't want her or you after me, Boomstick. Thank you.
Go on.
All right. As you all walk and talk and make your way outside, you soon find yourself. Let me go ahead and move you all over. You find that one of Charm's sons, Trinket, has been waiting for you and will aid you in piloting the swamp gas balloon heading towards Tither. Let's go ahead. As you kind of begin to rise up and begin your journey that direction, would everyone make me a perception check at advantage?
I'm gonna add myself some guidance to that.
Yeah, why not? Do the guide.
All right, yep, that is a sufficient number of successes here. So you see, as you kind of begin your journey and you start hitting the wall of fog that separated your current location from your next location, all of you begin to see and even hear these clockwork sounds, like almost like a wind-up toy of sorts. And you see them well in advance. So I'm gonna pop them up on the map right now. But these are currently off map, and this will be something for y'all to think about how you want to handle this next session. Let me go and reveal them. Oop, oop.
Ooh.
You see these large winged clockwork toy-looking contraptions that seem to be flying towards your balloon, and on their backs you're all able to see they have these big like wind-up like a wind-up key, and they all seem to like be spitting steam out of their heads. They are all flying towards your balloon. And that will be where we will end tonight's session. And y'all can think about, you have plenty of time to take actions before they arrive. You are free to discuss in the Discord on how you would like to handle your first encounter. Actually, I'm also going to roll. I need to figure out your first table encounter. So 1d3, 2, 1, 2. Colt, would you roll me a d20
Oh, sure.
so I can go ahead and start prepping for the table encounter? A 15. All right. I will write that down, but that will be it for this session.
Just metagaming a little for a second.
Mhm.
How many dragons are in that D20 table?
Currently 1.
Oh no.
Less puns
Did you
in this
roll it?
campaign than the other one.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, don't even get me started on Eclipse. You're gonna get 5 ancient dragons at one point. Just prepare yourselves mentally for that.
Wait, you're not laughing. This is not a joke. Oh no.
What an interesting thought.
Don't worry, 5 ancient dragons are easy. They're so vain and self-important that you'd probably say the right thing and then they'd fight each other to see who's got the most pretty scales or something. If they're chromatic, of course. Actually, no, it's more
What if they're
metallic.
called the Chromatic Conclave or something like that?
It's more metallic dragons that would be so vain as to fight over who's the prettiest.
Alright. Okay.
Yeah, you got some toy demons to deal with next session.
Yeah, so that's that for today, and to all y'all watching and those watching back on YouTube when I eventually upload this, probably. Yeah, that's been it. Have a nice day.